Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Ifoma Ojinta, and we begin with an update on COVID-19. Figures from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, as at 18th January 2021 indicates 102 new cases of COVID-19 in the FCT, making the total number of confirmed cases to be 14,700 with 3,887 active cases, while the number of discharged cases in the territory now stands at 10,695, and sadly 118 deaths have been recorded in the FCT. With the year 2020 under review, the entire world went through a transformation. The planet was consumed by a pandemic that altered life. The coronavirus, popularly known as COVID-19, which impacted nearly every aspect of the global economy. Ifanyi Izumba, in this special report, reviews some of the activities of the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, in 2020.
The early months of 2020 started with signs of coronavirus. As such, the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, flagged off awareness campaign as part of proactive measures to avert possible outbreak of the virus in the nation's capital. The awareness campaign was geared towards ensuring that residents, especially mothers, take up responsibilities in preventing Lassa fever and coronavirus disease outbreak.
The Lassa fever virus is transmitted to man by infected rats. Humans become infected from direct contact with the urine and feces of the rat, which contains the virus.
In the year under review, which was characterized by lockdown as a result of the outbreak of the pandemic, was followed by distribution of food items to residents of the FCT. The Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, who was also the chairperson of the FCT palliative distribution, played a commendable role in terms of distributing palliatives to the people to the extent she was called Mama Palliative.
FCT is not joking, we're on top of our game, and eventually in the Federal Capital Territory, we will only phone the people that are eligible.
Also in the year under review, FCT Minister led the process for the establishment of Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone and the National Livestock Bank. The Minister used the inauguration ceremony to explain that the project was geared towards achieving Mr. President's agenda of lifting 100 million youths out of poverty.
As our administration remained focused in coursework of its set objectives, credit must, however, go to our dear President Muhammadu Buhari for his foresight in giving the in food production.
In the last quarter of 2020, FCT Minister of State called on Nigerian youth to leverage on the federal government's social investment scheme available to youths to enhance job creation. The Minister of State made this call on the occasion of the maiden edition of the Nigerian National Youth Day celebration.
Let the listening youth begin to catch on opportunities. I stand before you here to tell you that FCT has also created a desk across the 6 area councils in the secretariats to take data of youths.
FCT Minister of State inaugurated FCT UBEB Center for Science, Technology and Innovative Training for capacity building and teaching in the field of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. While inaugurating the project at the Junior Secondary School, Hajj Camp Gwagwalada, the FCT Minister of State noted that the project would help the territory to catch up with global trends. In Abuja, Ifanyi Izumba, NT News.
Following lingering issues on who has the legal rights to collect advertisement levies in the federal, the Department of Outdoor Advertisement and Signage have reached an amicable agreement on the issue. Odirio Arutere reports that this was made known to newsmen in a joint press briefing at AMAC Secretariat between the two parties involved in the issue.
The chairman of Abuja Municipal Area Council, Abdullahi Adamu Candido,
noted that the agreement has been reached on who to collect advertisement and signage permits, taxes and levies, including mobile first and third-party advertisements and signage within the jurisdiction of AMAC in the FCT, in the interest of the public after several consultations.
The two institutions have resolved that henceforth all collections with regards to outdoor advertisements and signage, including mobile, first-party, and third-party advertisements, be carried out by those on behalf of Abuja Municipal Area Council.
The Director, Department of Outdoor Advertisement and Signage, Babagana Adam, appreciated stakeholders for the efforts in putting the lingering issues to rest, as he pledged his team's total compliance to the outstanding order.
Outdoor advertisement and signage is the exclusive preserve of local government areas in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and area councils in the FCT. This is not in contention.
Meanwhile, a new supervisory councillor for agriculture and natural resources, David Uban, has been sworn in to serve in AMAC. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru, Arutere, NTA News.
Now, for your households, they are trash that should be discarded. But for scavengers and a couple of recyclers, they are raw wealth which can be processed into useful production. This is a story of a group of waste recyclers around Wuse district of the FCT at a period the campaign for waste management towards ending global warming is high. Elias Onotu Yakobu tracked them and brings us this story.
Waste to wealth anchored on dignity in labor will simply summarize the story of these women's business. They gave themselves a simple task, and that is to help keep the environment clean while earning extra living from doing so. Around these people, age and gender does not matter, as they have a common purpose. So together, they diligently scout through the waste materials collected by scavengers to identify and sort out the reusable items for various purposes. Mary Ezekiel and Rita Daniel are street cleaners with different companies. At the close of work, they spend the rest of the day tending to this for added income. The wealth associated with the labor is innate. From my interactions with the women, a dozen of collections of this recyclable table water container goes for 70 naira. And in a sack such as this one, you have 30 dozens of the recyclables. So if at the end of the day, one is able to have a collection of this sack, you are sure to go home with at least 2,100 naira. Mary and Rita were both shy when prompted to speak to camera. However, Hannatu Stevens, another of their colleagues, have this interesting advice for other women like them.
When we finish our work, instead to go house, go and make noise and go and do what you're not supposed to do and go and borrow money because of transport. From inside here, we go see our soup. From inside here, we go see soap before month ends. Let them pay us. I guess some women myself, when you begin to introduce, they go say, suffering, labor. They don't want to. Us, where would they do this? You go see some, they go say, I beg, give me this. I not get this.
The Abuja Environmental Protection Board says the venture, apart from serving as an avenue for added income to the women, also contributes in no small measure to reducing environmental hazards.
We carefully manage them, so we have also sensitized them on the mode of operation at the dump site to see that there is no danger to them.
Dignity in labor, they say, is the hallmark of a decent living, and these women are perfect examples for others to emulate. In Abuja, Elias Onotu Yakobu, NTA News.
Now, as the deadline of linking the national identity number with mobile subscribers number draws nearer, more prospective Nigerians are appealing for extension of the deadline. A visit to the National Identity Management Commission showed a large turnout of crowd, even though the Commission says no activity of enrollment is taking place. Sefia Noma Uche has more.
To make the processes of enrollment of national identity number easier and safer in the midst of second wave of coronavirus, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy has approved the closure of enrollment activities at NIMSI and activated 20 centers in the FCT. Some of the centers include State Office and Area Council offices of Abaji, Amak, Buari, Gwagwalada, Kwali and Kuje. A visit to the NIMSI office, however, showed a large crowd of people seeking attention and had this to say.
And my major problem is that this thing is not supposed to expire. It's a national ID card. Only for me to discover there's an expiring date.
Some people went to some places and they still came back here, meet us here. Like Zone 3 and then they say Ibro Hotel.
So luckily last week I was able to do capture. They say we should come like today and get the printout. So we come here now, they're telling us that they have been shut down, that there are no work.
NTA News also visited one of the centers situated at Ibro Hotel, Zone 5. We gathered this.
The ambience is 5 o'clock in the morning. So they say we should queue. They say we should the line. From there, they would direct us to another.
They no agree to for me. I just they beg them. They not even allow me to talk with themselves. I don't tire for this thing. See, my baby is crying.
They are collecting bribe from people that have money, that have car. They will take them in and do it with them 5,000. But we that don't have anything, they don't want to do the national ID card for us.
Majority of the people are calling for extension and for government to look into the process of the exercise for it to be coordinated in more orderly and civilized manner. Safia Noma Uche, NTA News.
Similarly, Odiri Ogboro Arutere in this report captured some residents in the FCT as they struggle to comply with the government's directive of linking their SIM cards with the national identification number.
Since the directive of linking national identification number NIN to SIM cards by the federal government, Nigerians are now pressing hard to register with the National Identity Management Commission, NIMSI, in order to secure their SIM cards. The rush for registration at NIMSI's offices nationwide and the FCT, among other issues, led to indefinite strike action by the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, NIMSI branch. However, it is a different story for those who already have their national identity number, as a visit to some telecom service provider offices shows frustrated customers who are finding it difficult to link their SIM numbers with their national identity number.
Some people have been attended, yes, but the reasons and complaints they are giving to us is based on they have to link our account, our SIM to NIMS. They told us their server is slow for now, that we should still stay patient.
Some of us have been here since 5. You can see of somebody coming here 5:15 o'clock.
I was even telling some of my people that they should go and do it, but they refused. Now that they said everybody have to do it, that people are just going there. If you go to Zone 5 now, the way people are just gathering together, and for the issue that is on ground right now, I don't think it's favorable.
Efforts to speak to the management of the service providers proved abortive. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboro Arutere, NTA News.
We now pause to take some messages. The news at 1 continues in a moment. Please stay with us.
Hold it! Me! I don't come out my hand from oil bunkering. General, what you going to yarn? What did the yarn serve? I don't understand though. Because they spoil our water and our environment. And they cause our people serious harm. Militants say, you know good. Me, I not do again Sam. Because why? Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thanks for staying tuned. The Police Service Commission is a government agency saddled with the responsibility of recruitment, promotions and dismissals of the police at a time when several reforms are ongoing in the Nigerian police force. Safia Noma Uche looks at how the commission has fared lately.
The Police Service Commission plays a major role in the life of every police officer in Nigeria. Lately, the commission promoted and dismissed many of its officers to ensure that the police operates within the law.
As regards the promotion, which everyone seems to be interested in, certainly if you are working, you want to be rewarded. I don't usually regard promotion as reward. I always tell every officer it is your right. So if you have no pending disciplinary matter against you, you have no query, there is nothing that stops you from getting your promotion by the time you are due. Then that an officer is due is also dependent on several factors, and one of them is vacancies for the rank you are going to, and the second one is that you would have attended the necessary courses that will enable you move to the next rank if you are an officer. And that is that. Besides that, there are certain other things that you must meet. If you have attended those courses, have you filled the necessary appraisal forms? If you've done that and you are found to be fit, there's nothing stopping you from moving. There are so many infractions that police officers can commit, so many infractions. If you commit a criminal offense, for instance, we can dismiss and recommend for your prosecution by the regular courts. The important is that all the regulations are there. From the day a police officer joined the service, is given the regulations in the force.
Austin Agome Brimo, a commissioner at the commission, however, appeals to government to empower the commission more to carry out its mandate.
Commission deserves good vote. The commission deserves expansion.
The promotion, no doubt, came as a motivation to many officers. This will spur them to be more dedicated in their duties. Safia Noma Uche, NTA News.
And let's talk health now. Headache is a pain that triggers warning to a certain ailment or other symptoms, which include hormonal changes in certain food, drinks, and stress, just to mention a few. Migraine or headache can be more complicated than most people assume, as our correspondent Amira Mohammed brings us more on migraine headache.
Some people grapple with painful headaches or even acute discomforts, which makes them uncomfortable. No matter how hard they try, they find it difficult to shake it off. This may be as a result of migraine, but the ailment is not unexplained, as medicine recognizes such condition occurs around the forehead. There are over 150 types of headaches, but the most common types, as explained by a medical expert, Dr. Olaolu, includes tension, cluster, hormone, migraine headache, among others, and are often described as pounding pain, which can last for 4 hours to 3 days and usually happens 1 to 4 times a month.
These are headaches that are not like your usual mild headache. It's a severe headache, often brought about by some trigger factors.
Some FCT residents share their experience with NTA crew on the reasons and causes of migraine headache.
If you're feeling headache, sometimes it's a sign to you that something is wrong with you. It's either different sickness is trying to show up.
Typhoid will make you headache one side, or sun or stress.
Dizziness can cause headache. If you have some injury, it can even cause headache.
It's due to stress, maybe emotional disturbance, or social or emotional difficulties can cause stress, and it also results in migraine, sort of.
Once you know the type of headache you have, you and your doctor can find the right treatment that is most likely to help prevent them, and do not self-medicate. Amira Muhammad, NTA News.
At a period, the federal government is campaigning for diversification towards making agriculture the mainstay of the nation's economy. Yaba, a Hinta community in Abuja Area Council of the FCT, provides a perfect fit for actualizing such initiative. Ilyas Onutu Yakubu in this special report brings us to speed on the agricultural economic potentials that abound in Yaba community.
Yaba is blessed with vast arable land and water body to make agriculture thrive in plant-based produce and fishery. Coupled with this, the community is laced with over 200 kilometers of motorable road to link it with markets spread across the FCT and neighboring states to its farm produce. These opportunities residents of the community have taken advantage of in the last few years with a call for assistance to help improve production and services.
Within the government intervention, we need help because some of us will have to use pumping machine, irrigation machines, and the other machinery input of the agriculture. There's a place that tractor will not enter. We need this power tiller machine that you hold it and it's a swampy, that one used on a swamping area. We need such machines.
The farmers would not speak to camera, and as at the time of our visit, there was no fishing expedition allowed because the fishing channels are secured reserves. However, Mohammed Suleiman, a member of Yaba Traditional Council, tells me that the viability of the community in commercial rice and maize production, fishery, and availability of market has over the years bettered the economic prospect of households in Yaba.
You see now the new road is on progress. If not in those days, we have road challenges. But now, we don't have much road challenges. All our product, we import it easily to the nearby market, including Yaba market.
We can have some institution, agricultural institution, some institutions that are laid down basically on agriculture. It will really help the community a lot. And looking at this, the fishing festival that we had here again, if you go there now, you see that the place is not well organized. It's dilapidated. Some of the structures that are there are not well taken care of.
Yaba residents commends the present FCT administration for giving attention to the road networks to link them to national grid, but appeals for assistance towards addressing the farmers' headers challenges affecting their output. From Yaba, Abuja Area Council, Ilyasu Onoto Yakubu, NTA News.
Sports. Nigeria under 17, the Golden Eaglets lost 3-2 to Ivory Coast in the WAFU B final on Monday night as teams intensify preparation to compete in the OSOM Games in Abuja. Details with Cynthia Ogun on Sports Brief.
2 late goals from Nigeria's Golden Eaglets on Monday night proved inadequate as they were beaten 3-2 by their Ivorian counterparts in the final match of the WAFU B tournament in Lomé, Togo. Despite yesterday's defeat, the Golden Eaglets have achieved their primary target of qualifying for the 2021 Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations holding in Morocco. As teams get prepared for the OSOM Games in Abuja to win laurels, athletes from the Federal Fire Service have expressed readiness to set records when they compete with their counterparts.
I'm really happy about the competition, that it has been able to be brought back to life in January 2021. We are grateful to God for the opportunity this time around. The competition is upon us already, and there's little more time to prepare, but we'll just round up this week and put our best foot forward.
The head of sports, Federal Fire Service, Ibrahim Ismaila, has said that he believes the athletes of the fire service will soar high despite the setbacks of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has hindered athletes from proper preparation. Elsewhere, Messi could be suspended for up to 12 games due to the red card he received for striking the head of Athletic forward final minutes of his team's 3-2 loss to Athletic Bilbao on Sunday. If found guilty, Messi will miss matches in the Spanish League or the Copa del Rey. The player's eventual suspension could range from 1 to 3 matches or from 4 to 12 matches, depending on how severe the Spanish Soccer Federation considers the incident. With Sports Brief, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
And a quick reminder Please always wash your hands with soap under running water for at least 20 seconds and wear a mask at all times. Well, that's the news at 1. There'll be more news at 7 this evening. Do join us then and have a good afternoon.